Paul, welcome to Hibernian.
Thank you.
You must be pleased to get it over the line, signed and sealed now, ready to start properly.
Yeah, ready to start properly, straight in at the deep end, and I think you get all the first out of the way, first training session, meet everyone for the first time, first game out of the way, and then it's like you've been here a long time. That's how it is. You're straight into roller coaster of the games, working with the players, which is what I enjoy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, getting all the first out of the way and into the job.
Yeah, we're recording this on Wednesday evening, but you must just be looking forward to getting into HTC tomorrow morning or the Thursday, meet the players, meet the staff, and then roll the sleeves up and get on with it.
Yeah, meet the players, the staff, get to work, and then see what everyone's about. The players, the staff, have a good look at everyone, get people used to how I want to work, what I want to see, and then you can start making good judgments on people. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting started and getting into the games as well. That's one thing I have missed, the games, Saturday afternoons, whenever the games are, I've really missed that.
Yeah, the enthusiasm for the role is obvious, but what was it about Hibernian that attracted you?
Lots of things really. The setup, when you're out of work and when you're looking about and you're reflecting yourself and taking a lot of football, you get to see a different side of things and consider different clubs and see what good work people are doing. And I always said that I wouldn't go back into work unless I thought I had a chance of success. I think what Hibs try and do and how they try and do it fits really well with how I see being successful and trying to overachieve. And so for me it was a really good fit, and I think the club saw it the same way.
What can supporters expect from you? It's a bit of a difficult question. What type are you if you were going to put yourself in a box?
Well, in terms of football, in terms of me as a person, honest, work with the players, push the players, but also give them a lot of support. And then you can expect really high standards, you know. If you're leaving no excuse and giving them everything you've got, you can expect everything back. So that'll be a given. In terms of the football, I love to play on the front foot, press teams, be really aggressive, win the ball back up high up the pitch, and play forwards, create chances, score goals. And you know, my view of the Hibs squad and Hibs players is there's lots of players in that squad to be able to do that. It's our job then to put a framework together which is going to allow them to succeed and do well, and then continue a lot of the good work that's been going off.
Would you call yourself a pragmatist, a manager with a philosophy, or a combination of both?
A combination of both. So, but I think to be effective, you have to keep it simple for players. So, whilst you might collect as much information as possible, be really detailed in your role and how you see things, and make things detailed for every single staff member and player. You know, that's where all the planning goes. But the simpler you can make people's jobs, I think the more effective they're going to be at it. So that's my approach to it. Keep things simple for the players, really clear what's expected of them. And like I said, then you can assess them and see how well they're doing it, feedback, and expect even more next time.
We'll come on to Barnsley, but one of the areas you seem to do well in was youth development. It's obviously something we're very proud of up here. Is that something you see yourself continuing and go from strength to strength up here?
Yeah, well, that was my background, you know, and that's what I always enjoyed working in. My approach is the same at first team level, you know. No one should stop learning, whether it be that me, other staff members. No one should stop learning. So for me, it's a good fit anyway. I mentioned before, if you want to be an overachieving team, not bother who you are, or a team at the top of your particular league or excelling in your particular level, you have to have that mindset. So if it's well, it's just a continuation. And you know, it is a different challenge achieving that at first team level and winning games and winning trophies and promotions, but that's the drug, that's why everyone does it. And if you can make good people and good players as well in the process, then even better.
You talk about a good fit. The structure here has been established for a few years now, it's been quite successful on and off the pitch. Was that something that appealed? You're coming in as head coach, you've got clearly defined roles and responsibilities. Is that something you saw as an advantage rather than a hindrance?
So it's an advantage, yeah, definitely. There's been lots of good work going off, as you say, the last 4 or 5 years, and it's becoming something that, listen, you could have structures, roles, responsibilities, but if you didn't see it fit in with how you wanted things done, then it'd be pointless. So, like I said, I think definitely working both ways. How I see things done is very much the way that the club sees things done, and hopefully that then makes for a good fit.
You've tapped into Scottish football before, looking at your transfer deals, and one familiar face in Stevie Mallon. What were your recollections of working with him?
Stevie, yeah, desperate to do well. Obviously saw a lot of him at his previous clubs and scoring goals, especially from distance. He's done it again this season, and it is a real good quality he's got. He's one of the best I've seen at that. Worked really hard with Stephen, and he worked really hard to improve his game when he was down south. and I left before him, so I don't know what happened at the end and why he decided to leave. But if he's like me, probably impressed by the club and the setup, and saw it as a really good way to progress his career. So yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up with him again and seeing how he's doing, because he's certainly got some good qualities.
You brought another familiar face in, Robbie Stockdale, former Scotland international. What does Robbie add to things? What does he bring to the table?
Yeah, well, Robbie's someone who I tried to work with before at Barnsley and bring him down. I spoke to David Moyes about him when Dave was in charge at Sunderland, but I couldn't manage to work with him then. So he's someone I've known for a lot of years. Good coach, worked well with players, developing players, experience of managing first teams, and someone who I know understands what I'm after and what I want. So again, just a good fit, and someone who you know, then you can. The role now, regards titles head coach, but if you're wanting to be effective and get message across, I could be working with any member of staff in this building any day, and there's still lots of work to do. So to have someone else who you know can just step into your shoes is really important.
Looking back at your own playing career, you were on the books at Manchester United, and you were saying off camera that obviously it goes without saying you were impressed by Sir Alex Ferguson, someone that had an influence on you.
Yeah, his values were basically imprinted on the club. He was Manchester United, and that's why they were so successful. So yeah, he really made a big impression on every single person he met, especially the players, and maybe even more so younger players, because he didn't have to spend the time and get to know every young player, but he did, and that was really important, and that also added value then to their process of developing young players. Good youth coaches, Eric Harrison, Pop Robson, but the value was given to it by the manager, and I think that's why they're so successful in developing those lads when he was in charge.
You touched on the personal touch as well with your dad, your grandpa. Did that leave an impression on you that someone of that standing had made such an effort?
Yeah, so like I said, his values are imprinted on that club. You know, when you go in as a young boy, 14, to sign there, and your family's there, and you've seen Sir Matt Busby, Bobby Charlton, Alex Ferguson, and they're all spending time with you. It shows how valuable that is. And as I say, it's not just the football way or the coaching or the tactical information, technical information you give players when you're developing younger players. It's the environment that you're putting them into, and as I say, that comes from the very top. So for me, that's the biggest reason why they were successful.
Environment's a word that seems to crop up quite a lot in your interviews. What do you mean by that? What makes a successful environment at a football club?
Well, you mentioned before about structure, so I'm walking in here now, and I know there's heads of each department who want to do well and really want to excel in their field, but each department has to complement each other, and that's where I'd see my role, bringing them together, making sure everyone's work complements the other person, not contradicts it. The environment you work, fantastic training centre here where there's nothing left to chance. Everything's here for the players, for the staff. And then a challenging environment. I say everyone has to be pushed, staff and players, but you also need the support and feedback to know if you're on the right lines, are you doing things well. If you're not, you need pulling up. If you are, you need telling. So to be successful, there's no easy fixes. Hard work, determination, but a guiding hand. I think you need to be really clear and sort of set standards and show people the direction they need to be going.
Did coaching come naturally to you? Was it a bug that kicked in early? Was it something you always had an eye on?
Yeah, I always had an eye on, yeah, definitely. But it's difficult when you're playing. I sort of started coaching as I finished playing, and that's when the bug really kicked in, and threw myself into it full stock. It's like anything else. You find something you love, you want even more of it, you try even more of it. But certainly anyone who's been doing it a lot longer than me will tell you there's still the little intricacies you pick up every day, and that's been my biggest frustration while I've not been working. It's all right sitting back and thinking I'll wait for the right job, I'll do this and have the perfect plan. All my frustrations were that I felt like I weren't getting better. If you want to get good at something, you have to do it. And I've missed being with the players, I said, and Saturday afternoons.
You obviously have quite a progressive approach, even from early on, when you combined your practical experience with academic aspirations as well. Talk to us about that. Yeah,
well, if I'm honest, the reason I did it to start with was just purely to make my CV stand out and make myself more attractive to potential employers. Myself and however many of my mates I've played with had professional careers. You've got that in your CV. You may go down and do all your governing body awards, and I wanted something different. I thought if I had academic qualifications to that, brilliant. But after studying for a couple of months, it had a massive value to what I believed in and me coaching. And it became the most valuable thing I did. So as soon as I finished my degree, I enrolled straight away in the Masters and carried on with that as well. So and then that's one thing I've noticed while I've been out of work. It actually does me good to be studying, and even in this type of job, you know, manager is 24/7, but it's a good way to help you switch off. You know, people say get a hobby, but you're still answering the phone if you're on a golf course, or you know what I mean. Whereas if you're studying, you've got another deadline to it. It does make you switch off and focus on something totally different. So it's another way it adds value.
You must have been spinning a few plates then in those younger days, especially. You clearly had a hunger for it. You were a man in a hurry.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It's funny, people just come and like my mates who have been packing and maybe going down the coaching route and wanting to do the B licence, A licence, and they come and, Hecky, can I borrow your pack or this? And I started saying no. You know, if you want to coach, go and coach. And that is the best. You feel like you're being tough on people, but that is the best advice you can give them. If you want to coach, go and coach and see what you're about. And everybody will do it differently. You have to find your way, and your way is it effective? So can you affect people? Can you affect the players? Can you make them better? Can you add a hunger, a drive to them? And then when you're in charge of a team, again, can you make them complement each other so the team's better? So yeah, it's you're not going to get good at it without practicing it. And yeah, there's while I'm going on about it as if it's a science, it is a science of it, but just make it as simple as possible for the players.
Well, you had plenty of practice at Barnsley. You obviously climbed through the ranks as your hometown club. That must have brought an added pressure, but you packed a lot into a short space of time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, if I'm honest, I was never trying to be a manager. It was I wanted to be a youth coach, and like I say, help people as well as players. And I had good experience with my youth coaches, and I wanted to be the same. For different reasons, it didn't last very long. Being 18s, I was quickly 21s, then first team, and then kept stepping up to be sort of caretaker manager until the last time when I did. I thought, well, if I'm going to keep doing this, I'm going to approach it as if I'll be this man. And as soon as I changed my mindset and did that, then yeah, I could see the drug in it. I could see why people want to do it for the rest of their life, and I quickly realised, you know what, yeah, this is for me. I have to, back myself, enjoyed the challenge of it, the different things that come with it, which no one really knows until they've experienced it. I actually enjoyed it, so it was a good step and a good decision.
Between the Football League trophy and promotion, you enjoyed a lot of success in a short space of time. It goes without saying, that was a memorable campaign for you.
Yeah, really good, and but with it brought different challenges, so which helped me and will help me in the future. So take over a team which had just picked up. So that's the first thing. The players had just picked up, start believing in themselves. I think about 14th, we end up getting in the playoffs, winning the Johnson's Paint, getting promoted. So you could see that rise in that short space of time. But with that comes players moving on and people wanting your players. And that first window, so the 20-man squad that got promoted, 11 of them had gone by the end of the next window. So straight away you've got a new team. Success continued. We're really proud of that. A good group of players. The environment, as I spoke about, so the ethic, what was expected, but the buy-in from the players was first class. So the success can't continue. But again, then you lose another 5 in the next window. And then when the next window comes, you've got 2 players left, and your turnover's been almost 30, and it brings different challenges to maintain and try and build. Whilst you're losing players is really difficult, so you have to develop different skill sets. If you're ever putting out fires and trying to make the best of bad situations, but at the time you might complain about knowing you can never build and get to another level. However, nothing's ever perfect, so to be able to deal with those things and manage a group of people through those things and not let them get affected by it was, when I look back now, it was really, really tough, but you develop some good skills from it.
For a young manager flying high in the Championship, must have been one of the league's smallest budgets. I mean, that must have been an invaluable experience for you.
It was, and that's the point about environment. So if you're recruiting players when you're going up to the Championship from non-league, and that's no disrespect to non-league, we had our back four was 3 players who played together at England C, and the other one had come through the academy, and I first started working with him at 12-year-old. So it shows what can be done. But it's not necessarily the coach, people want to pat you on the back, it's great, but if they're coming into an environment which pushes them, but they buy into it, you're going to get the most out of them. So that's what I'm talking about when I keep mentioning the environment and how important it is. No matter how good a coach people think they are, if they're into an environment which goes against that, they're going to struggle.
I think that was one of the lines from your interviews, was that they had no excuse to fail, or they had no excuse not to be punching above their weight, because everything was taken care of. You must feel with all the respective members of staff here that a lot of that's in place already.
That's my point, why you think it's a good fit. That's why I think it's a good fit for myself, and that's why I'm really looking forward to getting started. But it's, as I say, it doesn't just happen, you have to make it happen. Hard work, determination. If it takes time, it takes time. If it gets lucky, realise what you're doing that's got you that success, and guarantee you there's no shortcuts. So if suddenly something clicks, understand what it is, and you have to work hard and to keep it going.
If all experience is good experience, you packed a lot in the 4 months at Leeds, maybe a club that's not always had that stability in recent times. What do you take away from your time there? How do you reflect on it now?
So again, dealing with different things, different situations, 100% a better manager for it than when I went in. I went in there a bit naive, if I'm honest. The time I'd come to an end at Barnsley, we knew that there were things going on where I wasn't going to stay. So did that affect my decision? Yeah, probably. But likewise, off the back of that, you learn and you don't want to make the same mistakes. So for me to be really diligent and patient, if you like, for my next club career move, I'm really happy that I've had that, because like I say, if I'm confident how good a fit this club is for me, then I'm giving myself the best possible chance to be successful.
You've had offers to get back into football before this one. You've obviously timed your run. How did you spend your time off? You seem to do a lot towards self-improvement, but between that and getting back in,
the first, strange, because like I said, I'm never trying to be a manager, so you're learning on the job. I need to take care of this, I'd love to get better at this, the first chance I get, this is what I'm going to do. But if someone starts offering you a job the day after you get sacked, which will happen, it's difficult to not do it. But speaking to the people I trust in the game and family, they just encouraged me to do what I thought was right, which was, if you think you're going to get better by having this time out and reflecting on it and taking care of things where you need to get better, then do it. So I did it, and do you know what? First 3 months I enjoyed. I sort of set up a routine, felt like I was still at work, and I felt like I was getting better. But once you tick those things off you want to do, then start getting itchy feet. And as I said, I start sitting there thinking, right, now I'm not getting better. Now I'm not coaching. Now I'm not with the players. Now I'm not making the mistakes on a Saturday afternoon, thinking I'll never do that again. And that's when I began to miss it, and you're looking about and waiting for the right opportunity.
You're coming into the club with your eyes wide open. You've done your research. We're pushing for the top 6. We're still in the Scottish Cup. What are your short, medium-term objectives?
Well, they're aligned really. Win games, short-term win games. So push for the top 6. But if you're going to do that, your form needs to be top 3, top 2 form. We've got 2 teams to overhaul now in front of us. Short space of time. Can it be done? Yeah, 100%, but it needs to be the form that we're looking for, which is long-term form, so next season to be even higher. So that's how I'm looking at it. Attack the league in the way we're going to do it. If we get the success we're after straight away, we give ourselves a great chance. But if we're not, the standards won't change, because we need that form for next season. There's obviously a massive cup tie thrown in there as well, and a big opportunity for the players. So there's all to play for it. A lot of exciting games ahead. And as I say, to start putting markers down for how we want to work going forward.
Very good, you have a message for the supporters.
Yeah, just get behind the players. Fans never realise how important they are. To every football club. They can change games. They can change momentum in games. They can make players feel on top of the world, or really punish players. But just get behind your team. Get behind the fans. The fans get behind the players, and the players will respond. And it's no coincidence when you've got everyone's expectations and everyone aligned at football clubs, that might be a boardroom, it might be a manager, players and fans, that's when teams win things. People say, right, well, what comes first, chicken and the egg? And will results not make that happen? Yeah, they will, but Likewise, you might be relying on the help from the fans and the board and then everyone pushing in the right direction to get those first results. So fans are the most important people, and they need to be behind the team, driving forward, and then they can expect a response from the players.